My name is Dr. Sarita Kwok, and it is my honor to serve as the chair of the Department of Music at Gordon College and the Adams Endowed Chair in Music. Thank you for being with us this afternoon. Hymn sings during homecoming have become something of a tradition for our department, an offering that Dr. Jamie Hillman began a few years ago, which has drawn so many Gordon alumni and families back into the Phillips Music Center. Though we are meeting virtually today, the pandemic has not quelled our desire to sing praises to our Creator, nor has it stopped our ability to make music. A.J. Gordon, the founder of Gordon College, was a faithful and inspiring Christian leader and a passionate advocate for his local community. He possessed a strong sense of social justice and love for the underprivileged, as well as a profound musical sensibility and deep respect for each individual's ability to make music to honor God. For A.J. Gordon, there was no exclusivity in making music, least of all in music making during worship. God is blessed when all of his creation make music together and praise to him. A.J. Gordon's contribution to the canon of American sacred song is notable. His son, Ernest Gordon, notes that hymnology was my father's only diversion, a spring of refreshment, and a means of relaxation after tension. Few loved music as he did. We know that music is in the DNA of Gordon College, and today we look forward to exploring 7 wonderful hymns written by our founder, A.J. Gordon. Please join us in singing these wonderful hymns.
Thank you everyone for joining us for the annual Homecoming Hymn Sing. My name is Dr. Jamie Hillman, and I direct the Gordon College Men's Choir and the Gordon College Choir. Of the first 2 hymns, Cast All Thy Care and Help Me to Be Holy, A.J. Gordon collaborated with one of the finest, most prolific hymn writers of the late 19th, early 20th century, Daniel Brink Towner. For many years, Towner traveled with D.L. Moody, leading music for thousands in the large gospel gatherings Moody held across the country. For over 25 years, Towner served as the music director at Moody Bible Institute. In his lifetime, Towner composed music to over 2,000 hymns, including the beloved Trust and Obey. The next hymn is In Tenderness He Sought Me. Gordon wrote the music while the text was written by the Englishman W. Spencer Walton. This collaboration touched on Gordon's lifelong commitment to foreign missions. For Walton was a missionary with the South Africa General Mission of the late 1800s and founder of the Sailor's Rest, Cape Town's well-known mission station. The next three hymns, I Yield to Thee, The King in His Beauty, and Will Say Good Morning in Glory, are special. All three, the text and music was written by A.J. Gordon. I think of My Jesus, I Love Thee as Gordon's school song. The text was written by William Featherston. Featherston, a Wesleyan Methodist from Montreal, wrote the text at around the age of 16 at the time of his conversion. Somehow, the poem made its way to England, where it was published anonymously in the London Book of Hymns 2 years later. Adoniram Judson Gordon, who was compiling a Baptist hymn book, liked Featherston's text, but decided it needed a better melody than the one that was used in the London Book of Hymns. So he wrote a new tune for it, which he published in the Service of Song for Baptist churches. This is the tune that is still used today. My Jesus, I Love Thee is the first hymn that I ever sang as a solo in my home church in Ontario, Canada. Little did I know that 25 years later, I would be teaching at A.J. Gordon School. My